Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome to the Vibe Tribe family. Today is Spiritual Sunday, and today we're going to discuss 13 things you probably shouldn't say to a witch. This won't be where I am diamond painting. Instead, I am just going to talk to the camera, as this is going to give you guys a little bit more insight into the witch side of me and who I am. Because to know me is to know the witch. I will give reasoning for each thing that you shouldn't say. These is what I believe. These are my opinions and my thoughts with my spiritual path. Not every witch may agree or disagree with me. But first, let's pay a little homage to the YouTube community members and our Patreons, and then we'll get into our discussion. See you guys in the video. Hey everyone, how's it going? How's your day so far? Hopefully it's a fantabulous one. Sherry here, aka Purple Door Crafts. Welcome to Spiritual Sunday. This is a series that I do each and every Sunday where I speak about different things that coincide with my spiritual path. To know me is to know the witch. So as you read by the title, today we are going to chat about 13 things you probably shouldn't say to a witch. Sometimes these things can be said innocently without realizing that it is something that can be offensive. I need a sip. Sorry you guys, I have a really dry throat. My throat is really sore, so you may see me take a few sips here and there throughout filming. I have heard so many different things in regards to being a witch that I've tried to narrow it down to the things that I have heard most, like the most common things that will get spoken to me, or the things that I have found the most offensive. Today's video was inspired by a witch that I follow here on YouTube. Her name is, the channel is Hearth Witch. I will have her channel and her video linked down below in the description box. Not only am I a part of the crafting / diamond painting community, I am also slowly speaking more in the witchcraft community. I have always followed the witchcraft community, obviously, and I'm now just kind of interacting and saying, hey, hi, I'm here. Okay, so I want to just if you watch her video, there are a lot of the things that I'm going to speak about, or my most common things are the same as hers. But you're going to get my spin on it, how I view things, how it affects me. The witchcraft community is absolutely phenomenal. I adore so many. So you guys are going to hear me speak a lot more on the witchcraft community if you're here from the crafting / diamond painting community and witchcraft community. Hi, I'm here. I am what I call a traditional witch. I also fall under the category of neo-paganism or paganism, as witchcraft is a craft. It is something that you practice. Many walks of life will practice witchcraft, but not necessarily be pagan, whereas paganism is a belief system, a religion. It is something that you are. For me, I eat, live, and breathe being a witch. This is something that I have been practicing, and I've been on my spiritual journey for over 25 years. I do come from a gifted family, but due to society and the way things were, especially after the burning times, which is something that I will discuss a little bit later on in the video, my family was not able to speak on it, and they had to be something they weren't. So I have met witches or people who practice witchcraft, that Christian witches. There are people that just practice witchcraft but don't call themselves a witch. There is also the religion Wiccan, and Wiccan is a newer religion that is witchcraft. I am a witch, but I am not Wiccan. And then there are Wiccans who will practice witchcraft but don't call themselves witches, they call themselves Wiccan. It is a religion that was, I believe, founded in the 1930s, became more dominant in the 1950s. I do believe that the founders of Wicca was Gerald Gardner and Doreen Valentine, I'm pretty sure. If I am wrong, please correct me down in the comments. Okay, you guys, so let's get into this. There are 13. 13 is my favorite number. It always has been. That's why I chose 13. I am gonna try and not ramble too much or get too squirrely and keep on track. Okay, number 1. You worship the devil and sacrifice animals. No. The sacrificing animals is probably the one that I find the most offensive. Saying that I worship the devil, I mean, that just comes from so long. Okay, so let's try and keep on track here. There is a faith, a spirit, I don't even want to call it spiritual, but there is Satanism, there is witchcraft, and a lot of witches, like for me personally, I'm going to speak for me. I'm not going to say a lot of witches. I do not believe in the devil. I do not believe that there is some horned, hooved being that lives in fire and brimstone. In my belief is that the devil is something that was created by a group of people to scare people into following what they say. It was a form of manipulation. It is not something that I believe in. So if I don't believe that this being exists, how could I worship it? Hey guys, I had received a phone call. As you can tell, if you are new to my videos, I do not edit. I do not cut things out. If I screw up, if I say something wrong, c'est la vie. I do not edit. I just say things as they are, as they come out, and I just let the video flow. That's kind of the way I roll. So witchcraft is a magical practice. It is a craft. It is no different, like diamond painting, or, it is where you take herbs, stones, the energies of the earth, and you use all of that to help with what I just say daily life. I do watch how I word things when it comes to this, as there is still some secrecy, so to speak. Whereas, say, being pagan, that is a religion. I am pagan, neo-paganism. This is my belief. This is who I am. I was born this way. It's never gonna change. Satanism, well, I don't want to insult anybody. I will never tell somebody what they should and should not believe. If someone comes to me and says they are a Satanist, c'est la vie. All I ask is that you respect the path that I walk, and I will respect the path that you walk. Do not try to cram that down my throat, and I won't with yours. No different than with, Christians, Catholics, Druids, Wiccans. What? You respect me and I will respect you. Earlier I said I called myself a traditional witch. What I mean by that is I practice my witchcraft. There is no book. There is nothing written with what I do. I follow from here, what feels right for me. And some of the practices that I do date back long ago, not more mainstream witchcraft. Now, I didn't say sacrifice animals. For someone to tell me that I sacrifice animals or babies is very rude and absolutely insulting. The one thing about paganism and witchcraft is, or being a witch, I believe harm none. Do not harm none physically, verbally, mentally, emotionally. Whatever I do is going to come back on me. Whatever I cast out is going to come back on me. So to say I hurt animals because of my religion is absolutely wrong. To say I worship some horned being, and this horned being looks a lot like the deity, I know I'm gonna say it wrong, but Kurnanos, that's how I pronounce it. He is a horned god with hooved feet. And I believe that way back when, these fanatics took Kurnanos and turned him into something that he wasn't, to scare people into following what they believed. Okay, moving on before I just make this way too long. You will go to hell. I have heard that so much. It's not even funny. Like, I'm gonna go to hell because of what I believe. Just like the devil, I do not believe in hell. I do not believe that there is some place in fire and brimstone that I am going to go to for all eternity because I don't follow what everyone says I should. For me, yes, I do believe that there is something after this life. I believe that our souls, our energy, what makes us us, goes to a place to rest, whether we call it the Summerlands, the heaven, whatever you want to call it. We go and we rest before we go into our next life. I do believe that each soul has many lives to live, many lessons to learn until they are done in this realm, and then after that, I don't know. But I do not believe that when we die, we're gone. Again, that's it, we're over. No. I do believe in spirits. Well, as many of you know, I am a medium. I believe in past lives. I believe that a lot of past lives can come into this life. I will touch base more on past life regression and souls in another video. I am what some witches call a soul keeper. It's what my grandmother called me. And what a soul keeper is a person who works with the souls of the living and those who are passed on. We'll touch more on that. Okay, we're not going to ramble. Like I said, you guys, I do not edit. I do not try to make my videos look perfect. I believe trying to make your videos look perfect actually makes you look a little fake. That's my opinion. Again, everything in today's video is my opinion. So no, I am not going to go to hell. Please do not tell me I'm going to go to hell. And number 3 is I will pray for your soul. My soul does not need to be prayed for. It does not need to be saved. Worry about your soul and I'll worry about mine. I truly feel that sometimes if people would focus more on their own lives and less on other people's lives, this world would go by a lot more smoothly. There would be a lot more positivity and there would definitely be a lot less drama. If I need my soul to be prayed for, I will pray for it. I do not see myself as an evil person. I do not see myself as a dark person. I see myself as a human. I see someone who can make mistakes. I see someone who will go out of her way for others. But I definitely, my soul does not need to be prayed for. Most witches will not want their souls prayed for. I have had people come to me and say, can I pray for you? Sure, you can pray for me, depending what you're praying for. You know, I do believe when people pray or do rituals or they practice magic, they are putting that energy out there. And I truly feel that energy can affect a lot of different things. So when someone is praying for me, it's nice when people ask for permission. You know, no different than I will not read cards for someone unless I have their permission. I will not breach. And we're going to touch base with some of the things, but yeah, see, here I go. I'm squirreling, I'm rambling, I'm just going off. Okay, let's take a sippy, bring ourselves back so we're not rambling on. Here's another, number 4. You don't look like a witch. Okay, what does a witch look like? Please tell me. A lot of people view witches as either, you know, the Wizard of Oz with the green face, and if you pour water on us, we're gonna, I'm meditating. No, that ain't gonna happen. We can walk into a church. We are not going to be struck down by lightning, and we are not going to, you know, break out in a rash or hives. No. What does a witch look like? A lot of people see witches as someone who, you know, as Hearth Witch says, that hippie, you know, skirts flowing, or the goth, you know, the dark. No. I bet you in a day, you walk by a handful of witches and you wouldn't even know it. I bet you there are witches in this crafting community who don't tell you they're a witch. And the reason why is they're afraid of persecution. But witches look like doctors, lawyers, you know, the plumber, a handyman, me. I mean, I don't wear gothy makeup. I do not dress goth. I believe goth is a lifestyle. You know, just like emo is a lifestyle, which to me is my lifestyle. There is no standard that says what you have to look like as a witch. You know, it's not what you have seen on TV, like when you watch Charmed or Sabrina or any of the movies like The Craft. That is not how witchcraft or being pagan is. A lot of things that you do see in these shows, they have taken from witchcraft or the practices of witchcraft, but that is not how it works. We can't just point our finger and shit gonna move or, you know, stuff's gonna know. That's not how it works. If you want to know more on witchcraft or how, you know, what it is, I am gonna be doing a introductory to spirituality in the spring. This is a course that I am going to be doing there. I am not charging. This is not something that I want to charge for, or you can go look up many different books. Go into the witchcraft community. Watch videos. You will see it is not what you see on TV. There is no dress code to being a witch. So yeah, like to say you don't look like a witch can actually be very rude. It can be insultive, and it's putting a stigmatism, you know, that doesn't need to be there. You know, it's just don't say it. Bad. I don't know. Like I said, a lot of people who are witches won't tell people they are. You know, especially the Christian witches, that will definitely not. You know, because they're afraid of persecution. They are afraid of judgment. When I entered the community as a creator and not just a subscriber, and people found out that I was a witch, because I am very loud, proud, and open that I'm a witch, it has been used on me as a weapon, and that is why I stopped doing Spiritual Sunday, because the persecution, the judgment, talking like I'm committing the ultimate sin because I've cast Jesus Christ out of my heart is bullshit. I do believe in Jesus, but I believe in him in a different way. Now, I do have deities that I worship and that I work with, which is Hecate and Caradwin. Those are my two deities, and Gaia. But I still believe in Jesus. So saying someone doesn't look like a witch, you're actually really insulting them. Just letting you know. Just saying. Okay, number 5. It's just a phase. You'll grow out of it. No, this is not something that is a namesake for me. This is not something to make myself sound cool or mighty or powerful or anything else. This is a lifestyle. This is something that I live by, I breathe by. It's who I am. And as I've said, to know me is to know the witch. And I stopped sharing that side of me with you guys after that video came out with the guy with the glasses, and used my faith as a weapon on me, to call me a bully. And that is far from who I am. But in doing so, I lost who I was. And I started trying to be what I thought everybody wanted me to be. And no, don't work. So to know me is to know the witch. And to look at me, and like I've heard it many times, even from my own family, oh, it's a phase. She'll grow out of it. No, it's not a phase. Like, it was tough when I came out in the 90s that I was a witch. Like, I was 15 when I came out of the broom closet, so to speak. And I was already bullied, picked on, going through bullshit, because when I started elementary school, I was very communicative that I spoke with spirits. I thought every child did. I thought it was normal. So I had always been picked on and bullied for being different. I've always been different. As my dad would call me, a free spirit. I march to the beat of my own drum, and absolutely I do. So this is a lifestyle. No different. That would be like looking at someone who went from, say, being an atheist and believed in nothing to being baptized as, Catholic or Baptist or Pentecostal. That'd be like saying, oh, it's a phase. They'll grow out of it. No, nobody's spiritual practice is a phase. It is who they are. I do believe that there are many walks, many paths that people follow, and why witchcraft, paganism is still persecuted, frowned upon, I don't understand. It just makes, sorry, I completely just blanked. Actually, spirit is very strong right now. There's quite a few spirits around me. When I speak of my path, when I speak of being a medium, it's like I'm beaconing. My energy is beaconing, and all of a sudden it's like, and they're here and they want to talk. I will speak more on being a medium in another video. All right, I don't want to ramble. Number 6. Will you do a love spell for me? Oh, hells to the no, I won't. I do not practice love magic. Absolutely not. To me, love magic, binding, and binding is where you are trying to stop somebody from doing something. Those are forms of manipulation. And that is taking away somebody's free will. That is something we cannot do. In my practices, in what I believe, to perform a love spell or trying to get somebody to have more passion or to fall in love with you is taking away their free will from what they choose to do. You just can't do that. It's wrong. No different than binding someone. Like I bind you from, stopping harm onto yourself. You can't do that. Everybody has free will. We all have choice. To try and take that away from someone is A, very arrogant, and B, you're going to get that put back on you. As I've always said, everything that we do, like our thought process, what we cast out, what we put into the universe is going to come back to us times 3. I do more rituals than I do spell casting. Spell casting it takes a lot of energy. And as I always say, you got to pay a price. Nothing comes free. And spells take a piece of you, the person who is casting the spell. I have done a couple rituals here on my channel. They are in the playlist Spiritual Sunday. And that to me is more ritual than spell. I will, again, like I am getting tons of video ideas now explaining the difference between a ritual and a spell. Spells, you're actually casting full circles. Rituals are more of prayers, but I am using tools to help with the prayers. Well, the candle magic, that was a spell. When I did the candle and I was doing the reflection, and that is something like you said, will you do a love spell for me? No, I won't. No more than I'll bind somebody. But if I feel someone is doing ill will on me, is wishing harm upon me, someone who is just talking bullshit, I will do what is a reflection spell. And all that is whatever they have done to me, may they get times 3. And all that is asking the universe to put a reflection, which is protection around you, and reflect back to them what they have done to you. So that's not up to me. I am not wishing ill. I am not wanting to cause harm. The universe will determine what this person gets. So that was spell work, and I will get that back times 3. So no, I will not cast love magic. I will not do someone to try and do you really want someone to love you because they got a spell on them? Come on now. You should want someone to love you because they love you, not because a witch has worked a little magic and now they love you. It would always be in your mind, do they love me for me or because so-and-so did this? No. You can't force someone to love you. All right, number 7, prove you're a witch. No more than someone saying, prove you're a medium. All right, yeah, and you guys, you know what? I know I talk with my hands. I am theatrical. I'm not monotone where I sit like this and I speak like that or boo. No, I am theatrical. I speak with my hands. I speak with my body. I am not going to sit here and try and prove to somebody I'm a witch. Again, it is not like what you've seen on Harry Potter or Charmed or any of those other witchy shows. That's not how this works. Like I had stated earlier, we work with the energies of the earth, the deities, the universe. We cannot, how are we supposed to prove? Like that'd be like going up to a Christian and saying, prove you're Christian. Exactly. Or prove you're a medium. I need you to no, it's not 1-800 dial a spirit. I cannot pick what spirits I communicate with. Spirit chooses me. I cannot hear them. I feel the energy and I get imaging like a movie through my head, but spirit will always give validation and a bit of information that I kind of I gotta piece that shit together. And I'm like, okay, I got no idea what this means. And they're like, oh, like one person I had helped, she had come to me because her boyfriend had just been killed. And the moment she walked through my door, I was seeing a Canada flag, like the Canadian flag. and fireworks. And I'm like, I assumed Canada Day. So I'm like, so what does Canada Day mean to you? And she hit the floor. That was when they had their first date. That was spirit giving validation that they were there, because I was not connected. There was no way I could have known that. But there is no way for me to prove, just because I'm not maybe able to connect with someone you want me to connect with on spirit, does not mean I am not medium. Does mean I cannot communicate with those on the other side, because I have a lot of people who will say, yes, she can. Just like I have done prayers, blessings, spells for people that are not manipulation. That'll say, yeah, she's helped me. I had a friend come to me who had boys. All she wanted was a little girl. So I worked with the universe around springtime, and whatever the universe had was going to give. The following year, she had a little girl. Now, was that the magic that I worked? Was it me that helped her? She says it was. Do I believe it was? Yeah, I do. But there is no way. We cannot make objects move. We cannot twinkle our noses. We cannot levitate. We cannot go like this and our face is going to be full of beautiful make. No, there's no way for us to prove it. And to ask us to prove it is, again, very insulting. I'm just going to look. Every time someone says, prove you're a witch, I just look at them and say, well, prove you're you. Exactly. Though that's my thoughts too. Okay, number 8. And I've heard this from other witches or, some Wiccans. You're practicing wrong. Excuse me? So if you are Wiccan, or if you are from another, if you practice witchcraft, to look at someone else who is practicing witchcraft or is pagan, to say that they are practicing wrong, is probably something you shouldn't say. We all practice witchcraft differently. We all believe, like the pagans, we all go differently. How one person may celebrate the full moon, another witch may not. Like some people who are witches believe that you have to do full moon ritual every full moon or you're not a witch. That's wrong. We have no right to tell somebody how they practice, what they believe is wrong. Absolutely not. Who are we to tell somebody what to do? Who are we to tell someone what to believe? How are we to say, to say that your way is the only way is arrogant. You've got a high ego and almost narcissistic. I have come across a lot of different personalities on this journey we call life. And the ones who are wolves in sheep clothing are some of the worst personalities that I've come across. The ones who portray themselves to be so helpful, so good, so innocent. Those are the ones that are the most manipulative, deceitful people that I have come across. And eventually they will show their colors. They are the ones who will try to enforce what you should do. Those are the ones who will say that what you're doing is wrong. Nobody has the right to tell you how to practice witchcraft, do you want someone to to look at a doctor and say, you're doing it wrong because this doctor did it this way? Or no, we don't have that right. And to try to enforce what you believe on another person, no, don't do it. telling someone what to do, what to think, what to speak, who to be friends with. We don't have that right. We just don't, or to make someone feel guilty or to make somebody feel bad for something that they've done. That's another form of manipulation. And as I had stated earlier, here we go. We're rambling and we're moving off. We're going off sidetrack, and that's okay. I'm keeping an eye on the time, and I'm trying to keep this down, you guys. But I know I had changed. I had lost the witch in me because I was trying to be what I thought people wanted me to be. And it's almost like I had manipulated myself. Okay, we're not going to ramble. We're not going to ramble. Squirrel. Okay, number 9, to ask for a free spell, ritual, or reading. Don't do it. Like, just because I'm a witch does not mean that it's open season on getting free readings, asking me to do spells or to do a ritual for you. Just because you're friends with a witch does not mean they want to do this for you. It is an exchange of energy. And I can only speak for myself. I have had people ask me to do a reading for them. If I get kind of there's just something with the energy of this person, I won't read for them. And the reason why is I'm opening myself up, right? When I do a reading for someone, I am opening myself up to them, their energy field. And all that, with being highly empathic, all that energy is going to come into me. All that, whatever was setting me off is going to come into me. And I got enough of my own negative bullshit. I don't need no one else's. But yeah, just because you're friends with somebody, if you meet me, don't, even like just doing YouTube here. I have had so many people say, can I have a reading? Can you do a reading for me? Well, and I'm one of I have trouble saying no. I have trouble saying no because I don't want to let people down. Well, I'm just going to start saying no, sorry. I'm not going to do a reading for you. Now, I do a weekly Spiritual Sunday card reading every Sunday for the YouTube members and Patreons. Everything is down in the description box. Links, all of it is down there. If you are interested in joining, YouTube community members do get, and Patreons, but the Patreons don't get the cool little badges. But YouTube community members get little witchy badges beside their name. So if they comment on a video or when I am live streaming, it will have a badge beside their name. There is the generic ones that YouTube have created. Well, me being me, having to be different, wanting to be unique, don't like being like other people, I had to create the witchy ones. And new members, it says Witches Squad. So being a YouTube member also has other perks, same with Patreon, but there is a universal 3-card pull every Sunday. I then, in a separate post on Mondays, put up the meanings of the cards. That gives you a weekly message from the universe. But to come to me and ask me, I'm most likely going to say no. Or I'm just going to be too busy. But I'm done making up excuses. If there's something I don't want to do, I'm just going to not say, nope, don't want to do it. C'est la vie. Number 10, will you curse me if we fall out? No. To say that is rude. To think that of a friend who is a witch, you don't think very highly of them. I need a sippy sippy. Again, that is free. You're breaking free will. You are taking away someone's free will by trying to curse them and wish harm on them. Is there dark magic? Absolutely. Do I know dark magic? Do I understand it? Yeah, I do. Because how can I understand and practice white magic, if I don't understand black? and you cannot have one without the other. It is what path you choose to follow. It is what kind of witchcraft you choose to practice. I will not curse or hex somebody because that's going to come back on me. I live by karma. If I do this, am I going to get bad karma? If I say this, am I going to get bad? I try to always live by the laws of karma. Do I F up and make mistakes? Hell yeah, I do. Do I make bad choices? Oh yeah. And do I get karma? Trust me, I'm telling you, them twin sisters, fate and karma, don't mess with them. Just don't do it. They're gonna win every time. If you have bad things that if you just feel like nothing is going right and things just keep going wrong or nothing's going your way, sometimes that's karma. And sometimes that could just be the universe trying to smack you upside the head. But does not mean you're cursed. Does not mean that someone has done a psychic attack on you. I have seen, there's witches that when bad stuff is happening, they think someone's cursed them. Not always. Do you think maybe you're getting karma? A little bit of karma? Because you're not perfect? Do you think maybe the universe is trying to say something to you and you're not quite getting it? So, I've had it happen where I'm not listening, and I'll say it was with my previous job. Bad things kept happening. I kept getting hurt. I kept getting sick. It was just one thing after another. And it was because I needed to leave that job. That job was killing me. Mentally, emotionally, and then it began physically. And the universe was trying to show me, it was giving me signs on what I needed to do, and I wasn't listening. So it just got more intense and more intense. The universe will always give us signs, but no, I will not curse anybody because I don't want bad karma. 11, I've never met a Wiccan before. Who said I was wicked? Not all witches are Wiccans, and not all Wiccans are witches. Wicca is a religion, and they can practice witchcraft, but it is a religion. Some Wiccans will practice witchcraft and some won't. If you want to know more about Wicca, you got to research. And to call a witch, I'm a traditional witch. I practice the traditions of the old ways. I am an old traditional witch. To call me Wiccan is like an insult. It's like calling a Christian a Catholic or a Catholic a Christian. It is just, so if someone says they're a witch, instead of saying, just automatically thinking they're Wiccan, ask them. Just ask. Most witches, if they're telling you they are a witch, and they're say someone who is not loud and proud like myself, and they're in the broom closet, if they're telling you they're a witch, then that means they trust you. So ask them. Just ask them. Don't assume. You know what they say about assumption? It makes an ass out of you and me both. So yeah, if you're new to my channel, now, I guess, by doing this video, you guys are getting to really know the witch side of me. And a lot of the crafts, the diamond paintings, the resin, the molds, the resin pouring, a lot of that is going to be around my beliefs. And because that is what interests me. I had someone ask me if I would do a cross and put some Christian stuff in it. And I tried, you guys. I cannot, it's just not me. It's really hard to be creative at something if it's not something that interests you. I can point you in the direction of someone who is more willing to do, the Christian resin pours, but here you're going to get the metaphysical, you're going to get fantasy, you're going to get witchy, because that is when my creative juices flow. Oh, yeah. Number 12. We are almost done, you guys. I'm going to try and keep this under an hour. Number 12. The burning times was not that bad. Oh, bullshit, it was not. To look at a witch and say the burning times was not that bad would be like looking at somebody who is Jewish and saying the Holocaust was not that bad. Thousands of innocent lives were burned at the stake, drowned, tortured, hung, and most of them probably were not witches. But because maybe they believed differently, they were loners, hundreds of thousands of people died during the burning times, burned alive. And if they were witches, for a practice, because they would not conform to what people said. Follow this or you're a witch and you're gonna burn. It was genocide. I will do a video with more history on the burning times, with more information, but never, ever look at a witch and say the burning times was not that bad or they deserved it. So you're saying I deserve to be burned. In a past life, I was a witch and I was burned at the stake. My name was Sarah Johnson and I was burned at the stake to protect my coven. And just so you know, this isn't in here, but just so you know, not all witches need to be in a coven. Just because they're not in a coven, and a coven is usually is a group of witches, male or female. Men can be witches as well. And no, that doesn't make them warlocks. They can be a witch. Now I lost my train of thought. Oh no. Oh man. Oh, I hate it when that happens, but I guess I wasn't meant to make that statement. I'll watch this back and then maybe I will touch base on it not all witches need to be in a coven. I am solitary. I am very solitary. I practice on my own. I craft on my own, but that doesn't mean I will not work with other witches. Absolutely. I have worked with numerous witches, on numerous different things. I have had mentors. Like I had to learn from someone. And yes, I have mentors. I am a mentor as a witch, which is going to lead us. So yeah, the burning times, let's just not to go there anymore. We'll talk about that in another video. See, I squirrel, I'm all over the place. Number 13, last and final things you probably shouldn't say to a witch. Teach me everything. Teach yourself. A lot of witchcraft is you have to work it. You have to practice. It's like a muscle. No different than being psychic, like being a medium. You have to work that muscle in order for it to become stronger. I've been on my path for 25 years. Well, on and off. There's been times where I haven't practiced, but I've always been a witch. Just because I'm a witch and say I'm your friend does not mean I am going to teach you. That does not mean that I am automatically going to become your mentor. I have been a mentor to many, and many I have taught, and they've gone out on their own. And I've had a couple who just stuck to me like glue and always constantly felt they had to impress me. And those were the ones that were a namesake. I gave a lot of energy, time, and effort, and if you want to learn witchcraft, learn, read, research, speak to many witches, learn many different forms, opinions. Like I said, if you watch my video and then you go and you watch the Hearth Witch, you'll hear some similarities, but you've heard differences because we are all different. We all practice different, learn, go to festivals, Like here up in Canada, in Alberta, once a year on Llama's weekend, which is August long weekend, we have Pan Fest. Go to festivals. Don't just go to your friend who's a witch and say, just teach me everything. Only practice when you're with them. That's not fair, and I've had that happen where people that I wasn't even mentoring, but just assumed that they were just because I was their friend, that, I would automatically, every time I did something, would work with them. And they'd be like, you casted last night without me? Yeah, I told you I was solitary. I'm solitary. Or I've had people saying, so what are we doing this full moon? Or what are we doing on Samhain? Well, I know what I'm doing on Samhain. What are you doing? Well, I'm with you. Says who? Don't assume. And most times when I actually mentor people, I will give them books. I will give them things to do, but it's on their own. You got to know you. It has to come from here. To be a witch, pagan like I am, you're born this way. I was born this way. Witchcraft, like I said, is a craft. It is a magical practice. It is not a religion. So anyone can learn witchcraft, just like anyone can learn to be a doctor. You have to learn it on your own. Someone can't do it for you. You can't always rely on other people to do things for you or to always guide you. You have to take the initiative and want to learn. And I said, you can practice witchcraft and not be a witch. So I know some of you are going, how does that work? Research it. Look it up. Okay, you guys, I have given you my 13 things you should probably not say to a witch. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, as it does let me know I am on the right track for creating content. I'm right at the end of the video and I got another phone call. Okay, you guys, like I was saying, if you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. If you have questions, suggestions of something that you would like me to discuss on witchcraft or pagan, comment down in the comment section and I will definitely try to do that for you. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I enjoyed expressing it. You've now gotten to know a little bit more of the witch side of me. On that note, I am going to bid thee all farewell. Stay positive, live blessed, and until the next time, many, many blessings. Namaste. And to my fellow witches, blessed be sisters. Bye, guys.